Welcome to my review of all of the Happy Tree Friends SEG keychains. So here we have the first one. Now for anyone who's not aware, these released back in 2004 and they have to be the hardest of all of the SEG merchandise for Happy Tree Friends to get hold of. Now some of you might have recognised this more for Giggles, and that's because it came from the 6-pack of figures. And they basically just got the figures and turned them into keychains. And here is the Giggles from that 6-pack. And the only major differences between the two is the shade of pink on this one is significantly brighter. And also the shade of pink for the inside of the ear is completely different to this one, which is a darker shade. Now Giggles in the show is not this bright, and also the ears on this one is a lot more accurate. It should be darker. So this one, if you want accuracy, the one from the 6-pack is better. So next we have Cuddles. And here's the one from the 6-pack, which you may notice that, again, this one is a brighter shade. Which, unlike the Giggles, this one is actually more accurate. This is kind of too dull of a colour. But they're both, they're the same mould, and the paint's not bad in any of these. So, yeah. I will say that the keychain one is better. Next we have Tuffy. With nice attention to detail, they give him the gap in between his teeth. And here is the one from the 6-pack. Now, the problem is that, well, both of these are too dark of a colour. Especially this one. So I will say that this one is slightly better because of that, but not by much. Also, the paint on my copy for the 6-pack is not as well done. And also the freckles on the 6-pack is slightly thicker compared to the one on the keychain. If you can see. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I will say that, yeah, the 6-pack is slightly better, but there's barely any difference. So, next we have Flippy, or Flippy, or whatever you want to call him. And the one from the 6-pack, which there's barely any differences between the two. Like, this one's slightly brighter, which I guess is maybe a little bit more accurate, but it's nothing really significant. Like, they're both pretty much the same. So, here we have Handy. And here's the one from the 6-pack. Now, I will say that this one, this one's slightly darker, and this one's slightly lighter. Which I'll say, well, he's supposed to be a bit darker than this one here. So I'll say that the one from the 6-pack is slightly better. Even though there's barely anything in it. And last of all, we have Nutty. Which Nutty is probably the one that's the most different because of his eyes. Now, if you notice the one on the keychain, both his eyes are just green. While the one from the 6-pack, they're black, which is more accurate. And also, there's also an iris on his right eye. Or I guess you would say his left eye, but whatever. But it's more accurate though. So I will say that out of these, the Nutty from the 6-pack is by far the best out of them all. Like, it's significantly better than the keychain one, simply because of the eyes. So for size comparison, these are about 2 inches, something like that. And I don't really have any other Happy Tree Friends keychains in this style. But the best I have is this South Park Wendy keychain. And this is a pretty big keychain. Like, this one could do some harm to someone if you swing it too quick. But yeah, but these are still a pretty good size. Like, they're not bad. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like. And a comment would be greatly appreciated.